Hi there, I'm Katie Cat, and this is our Wednesday Astro Tarot. I've been offering only weekly Astro Tarots as of late, but I decided to do a Wednesday one today, and the cards that are on the table are pretty interesting. We have the opening card of the Nine of Cups. The challenge that we have that came in today is the Knight of Pentacles. Then we have our way that we get through the challenge as the Nine of Swords, and the ultimate outcome coming in as the Six of Wands, clarified by the Charioteer. So the card that's on the table today that really kind of maps things out for me is this card here, the Major Arcana of the Charioteer, classically known as the Chariot. This is a card that's signaling something that's going on with the moon. And what do you know it? Today, the moon has the most aspects to it, if not the only aspects to it, of every other celestial body that's the primary celestial body in our sky. Because the moon is in Virgo today, it's in a trine relationship with Uranus, which is up in Taurus, and then also with the energies over in Capricorn, mainly Mercury. Then we have some other interesting aspects going on with the moon. There's a quincunx with Venus, which is over in Aquarius, and then also with Chiron, which is over in Aries. So what does that tell me? Well, there's a lot of weight and pressure on our emotional center today, and particularly in this area of Virgo in our natal chart. Now, the sign of Virgo, mind you, we all have Virgo in our chart in some way, aspect, or form. It's the sign that's known for being a bit of a critic, but that's because it is trying to assimilate information and trying to separate what's useful and not useful. Consider that Virgo as a sign is a earth sign, but it's also governed by Mercury, and it is a mutable sign, which means that it's really what's really important to people who have strong Virgo in their chart is that things be practical. So let's take a look at what's going on with these cards today. We have the opening card of this Nine of Cups, right? We have some completion of an area of our lives that we're looking over and we're reviewing, and we're seeing what we feel satisfied with and what we feel a sense of completion around in some kind of emotional sense. So consider that we have the South Node over in Scorpio, and it's been in a lot of ways bringing transformation to an area of our life that we are learning that where we've had fixed ideals around that we need to let go of. Now, the challenge that we had that came in today was the Knight of Pentacles. Now, this is someone who's moving very slowly and is taking their time. Now, when you're on a Knight of Pentacles, it is almost as if you're not making any movement whatsoever. And there could be this hesitancy or this reluctance to move forward based on some things that may not have worked out in the past. Now consider that the way that we get through that came in as the Nine of Swords. Now the Nine of Swords is a heavy card. We see that this person's sitting upright in their bed. There's, this kind of fight going on inside their psyche underneath their bed. There's a full moon, looming above them with these 9 swords behind them. And it's as if they're being kept up by this cycle that they keep spinning around again and again and again in their mind. And that can be heavy. It can be very imprisonating, and it can even keep us up and unable to go to sleep. But what I want to point out here, because we do have this card on the table, is that it is a number 9. It's a card of completion. It's a card of having a choice between being crystallized in how you see things or gaining clarity and letting go of some of these swords, because the ultimate clarity is having one single sword in your hand, which brings me to our ultimate outcome that we have for today, which is a combination of this Six of Wands and of course the Charioteer. Now the Six of Wands is an energetic of moving forward based on past successes. He's a victor, right? He has a fire within him. And that's what I want to point out as well, is that we have every one of the suits on the table today. We opened up with the cups, right? And then the challenge was the physical resource aspect of it. The way we're going to get through the challenge is by coming to some kind of clarity in our mind. And then the ultimate outcome is a movement in a sense of where our will and our motivation is taking us. Now, what's interesting is that Mars, which is that initiating force inside of us, has been in retrograde and it's going direct tomorrow. That's what's so interesting to me right now, is because the moon is also in a square relationship with the energy of Mars. And so it's as if how we think about things and how we see things and how we've restricted ourselves is being called to task by our emotional nature. It's asking us, what are we in this for if we're not going to try? Which brings me to that ultimate outcome, which is the Charioteer. Now, this is a person who is going out in the world and they are leaving everything that is familiar behind them. Now, granted, they are armored, they are protected, they aren't completely vulnerable, and they do have these two characters in front of them by way of creatures, one black, one white, which are telling of our desire nature and our pure nature, these aspects of ourselves that are helping us move down the path in life. But when you notice, these creatures don't have reins around them, and so it comes to the person who is in the actual chariot, right? The charioteer, in regard to how do you control your own senses and your own desire nature so that you can progressively move toward that goal and that aim, which you are feeling called to move toward. Now, this is a victory card. And this is reminding you that you have the support of your family, you have the support of your friends, you have the support of your community to move forward. And so what we need to remember is that if things didn't work out, or if that something fell short of the ideal, that was because it was part of our learning. That was part of what shapes our honing in of our knowledge and our experience so that we know how to maneuver and navigate through life. Because it's not about shaking our fist at the sky and saying that we were a victim in this situation or that situation, and that's why we have no reason to leave the house every day. It's ultimately coming down to a friction within ourselves that builds that fire that encourages us to move. Now, when we consider what's going on astrologically right now, consider that, as I just mentioned, Mars moves direct tomorrow. Then we have Mercury, which is going to be moving direct on the 17th, and Uranus, which has been up in that sign of Taurus, which has been in a place of stability, but in retrograde for a number of months since August. It's going to start moving direct on the 21st. So whatever you felt like you wanted to move toward it, right now you're in the time where you're really gaining some clarity and you're honing in on your own assimilation skills and learning to separate the coarser from the finer so that what you're working with is worthwhile. I send you so much love. I hope you're well. And I do want to say that if you're on Instagram, they've been doing weird things with my videos and flipping them upside down when I go to upload them, which is strange because I recorded them the same way for the last 2 years. So if that is frustrating, I understand. You're welcome to come over to my YouTube channel and subscribe there, like my videos, share if you think it's useful, because a lot of you tell me that they are, and I appreciate it so much. But if it humors you and you like to see if it is uploaded upside down, well then I am curious to see if when Mercury moves direct, if they will be flipped right side up again. We'll see. I send you so much love and a good wish. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.